time on how racism is systematic. I'm pregnant. I'm a black woman. I go into labor with my baby. They tell me what's going to happen. Baby comes, baby's premature. I breastfeed my children. Shocking, right? Because apparently black women don't do that. But here's what I will tell you. This is where the systematic racism comes into play. Not being called the N-word, but literal systematic racism. They come in and tell me, we cannot give your daughter your breast milk because we found drugs in your system. I say, well, that's impossible because I don't do drugs. They say it was marijuana. I say that is also impossible because I don't smoke marijuana. They say, well, we found it in your milk and we cannot give her your milk. We're going to give her this formula. We need you to sign a paper for this formula we're going to give her. I say, fresh out of surgery, might I add, C-section, having these conversations. Daughter is 1 pound. I'm stressed out. They're telling me I'm a drug addict. Don't do drugs. So they then come in, a bunch of white women come in and say, well, do you eat lemon poppy seed? No, I don't. Actually, I'm actually vegan and I don't do any drugs. They then say, well, maybe your neighbors gave you some brownies. Maybe your neighbors made some brownies and it had weed in it and you didn't know. I say, I live in a community of people who don't make weed brownies. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, over 2,000 square feet, 2-car garage. I don't smoke marijuana or eat marijuana brownies. They say, well, we found it in there. I said it couldn't be mine. So now I am fresh out of surgery from being cut open on my stomach, being told by all of these white women that I live in a community that makes brownies and drugs me, right? Like I'm being drugged by my neighbors unknowingly, and I'm also doing drugs while pregnant. This is all being told to me fresh out of being cut open with a child that's 1 pound. Don't know if she's going to survive. No medical care attention. It took for the hospital, the president of the hospital, to be called, demanding to retest my milk or there's going to be a lawsuit. I am post-surgery, guys. Not even 2 hours, let alone 12. Okay? I'm post-surgery and I have to advocate for my child, my black daughter, to drink her black mother's breast milk because I'm being gaslit this whole time so that and here's the kicker. What actually happened is they wanted to test a formula out on my daughter. And if you don't know this, trials and tests and studies are done a lot on black babies because unknowingly they think that black people are uneducated and they get you in a state where you are in survival mode and you don't take a second to pause and think and make an informed decision. So they thought the likelihood of me being a black woman and smoking weed while pregnant was high based on statistics. Well, guess what? They tested my milk and the demand was you need to retest the same milk. You need to retest it. And guess what? There was no marijuana. And my daughter got to drink breast milk. I'm saying all that to say, when we think about systematic oppression, we do not understand how deep it runs. We do not understand that there is a literal attack on a black woman, especially when she's in medical care. So I don't want to hear all of this talking. And this is why I'm very loud when I say lower your tone. I'm not talking about you denying me or calling me the N-word. I'm saying that you are actively sit in a system that works against my people. And I'm not going to shut up about it because I know what it means to be systematically oppressed, experience systematic racism. Less than 2 hours after being cut open and having a baby that's 1 pound. I know that. And I have stories like that for days. So all of this yapping about it was old, slavery was this. Slavery is not the only issue that black Americans went through in this country. Okay? We know the date slavery started and the day it ended. And it hasn't stopped white people from being systematically oppressive towards my people. So I don't want to hear it. Okay? Lower your tone. I'm always going to be nervous when Caucasians are afoot. That's just me. I have a podcast, so if you like that story, make sure you go click the link in my bio and check it out. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to me too. Spotify, Apple, Google, Danielle to you, everywhere you could think of, okay?